Now in Good Morning Northwest is a Spokane tradition that goes back more than 40 years, how some recent developments are making Bloomsday's future uncertain.
A potentially record-setting forecast ahead. Just a few changes expected for the weekend. That is coming up.
And the surprising requests made at the January 6th committee hearings, why former President Donald Trump may be forced to testify under oath. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm Derek Dice. Robin Nance remains off. It is Friday, October the 14th. Mark Peterson is here with a look at that first alert forecast. And it really is mid-October, yet we're still in the 70s.
No. And we're starting off a little cooler in Coeur d'Alene, about 10 degrees cooler than Spokane, 37 degrees, 47 here. And again, a clear sky. We're going to see a few clouds coming in. Take a look at the 4 things that you need to know as we get going. Oh, and I'll be barbecuing tonight, by the way. It's going to be sunny and warm, clear, cool nights ahead. Once that sun drops, it gets pretty cool. Great weekend and still no rain in the forecast. We do have highs today. They're going to be in the 70s all over the place, except for Sandpoint. You're going to be at 68 degrees. It's close enough. And mid-70s, Moses Lake, Ritzville, Grand Coulee. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, smoke forecast. While the fires are being handled, they're still in existence, and we're going to continue to keep that gray, that light smoke in our area. It's up into the Cascades where they're really going to continue to see some heavy smoke in the air. For the next 12 hours, going to be sunshine, a few clouds moving around, 61 as we will be into the mid-60s for the middle of the day. But this afternoon, again, that high expected 73 degrees.
Well, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack made history. At the end of last night's hearing, the group announced their surprising decision to subpoena the former president to testify under oath. Sydney Charles is live at the Now Desk with the latest details, including the former president's response.
That's right, Derek. This morning, we're learning about the fallout from the stunning finale to what is expected to be the last January 6th hearing. The committee actually issued a subpoena for Donald Trump to testify under oath, and the former president has responded. In a post to Truth Social, his conservative social media platform, he said, "Why didn't the Unselect committee ask me to testify months ago? And why did they wait until the very end, the final moments of their last meeting?" He also called the committee a total bust. In yesterday's hearing, the committee played never-before-seen footage of lawmakers, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, scrambling to respond as rioters breached the Capitol. Listen to this conversation between Pelosi and a White House staffer.
Did we go back into session?
We did go back into session, but now apparently everybody on the floor is putting on tear gas masks to prepare for a breach. Well, I'm trying to get more information.
They're putting on their
Tear gas masks.
The scenes were part of a larger case the committee made, arguing that the former president was the central player in a plot to overturn the 2020 election. The subpoena is expected to be issued in the coming days, and it's also expected to include a deadline for when Trump must comply. If Trump does not comply with the summons, he could face criminal charges and imprisonment. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Some breaking news overnight from North Carolina. 5 people were killed in a shooting rampage, including an off-duty police officer. And this morning, a suspect is in custody. People in Raleigh were on edge, told to stay inside for hours as police try to secure the area. Police overnight not revealing any more details about the juvenile suspect or a possible motive. He was taken into custody 4 hours later. So far this year, the Gun Violence Archive has recorded 531 mass shootings in the United States. Bloomsday, Spokane's biggest race, is caught up in controversy. We now know the race director was forced out by the Bloomsday board. 2 other board members also left the organization, and the current president isn't saying much. So now the future of Bloomsday appears uncertain. In September, the majority of the people on the board voted to strip John Neal of his race director title and reassign him to different roles. Neal declined the offer, which he says was unspecified. In a statement, Neal says he has, quote, "no other plans or new employment, as it was my intention to continue to lead this race and Junior Bloomsday for many years to come." While the majority of board members voted him out, 2 decided to leave with Neal because of the vote.
I thought John did a very fine job. I think the way he related, the way he brought Bloomsday to the community, his positivity, were all such assets.
Now, Steve Jones has been a part of Bloomsday since 1979. He decided to leave along with fellow board member Tom Fuchs. They say Neil was great for Bloomsday, and they don't agree with the new direction of the board. The current president says they're still preparing for Bloomsday 2023 and now plan to restructure some of the jobs. We're hearing from witnesses to that shooting near Loon Lake. The Spokane County SWAT team shot and killed a man during a standoff Wednesday night. Deputies say he was armed with a handgun and was wearing body armor. The shooting happened in Stevens County, just east of Loon Lake, near Highway 395. The Stevens County Sheriff's Office says the man was accused of pointing a gun at someone's face and threatening to kill them. Deputies found him in a wooded area near Loon Lake a short time later. That's when the SWAT team was called in. Eventually, 2 members of the SWAT team shot and killed him.
Gunshots, sirens, helicopters, and then traffic stopped. They stopped the traffic, so then it got pretty quiet.
The Spokane Police Department is the lead agency in the investigation, and the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team is now reviewing the shooting. The outgoing director of the Spokane Neighborhood Housing and Human Services Division says some serious work needs to be done to address the homeless crisis. 4 News Now obtained a memo written by John Hall, who resigned at the end of last month. In it, he lists several recommendations on how the city should handle the homeless situation. One example is how the city missed a deadline from the Commerce Department on funding, missing out on millions of dollars. Hall also says a number of projects to secure over 200 units of housing still aren't done. Hall was only in this director position for 3 months. A city spokesman says he left the position to take another job on the East Coast. For more of his recommendations, including some from Mayor Nadine Woodward, you can find this story on our website, kxly.com. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:07, and Mark Peterson continues to sound like a broken record, but at least you continue to talk about the 70s, which is your favorite.
So, and there were records back then. You'd pull them out of a sleeve, put it on a turntable. It was magic. Yeah, I usually retired at the end of September. This graphic goes away and the 60s comes out. Nope, 70s continue. That full forecast coming up.
And more new parking meters have made their way to downtown Spokane. Coming up, I'll explain where you'll find them, how they work, and where the city plans to install them next.
And it could be the next big supermarket merger, the 2 major grocery chains that may be joining forces.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Save your greed!
My husband has diabetes.
Even with health insurance, we're having a hard time affording our medications.
Thankfully, we have Patty Murray fighting for us in the U.S. Senate. She kept at it till Congress finally lowered the cost of prescription drugs.
And capped insulin for seniors at $35 a month.
Now we'll save thousands every year. We know when Patty is back in the other Washington.
She is working for us.
I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message.
Get your home ready for the holidays at Walker's, as they offer a double your sales tax discount or no minimum purchase, no money down, no interest for up to 5 years financing.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
See the full line of LG appliances at Fred's. Ask about exclusive and factory rebates on dishwashers, laundry sets, refrigerators, and ranges.
French door LG refrigerators are in stock and ready for pickup or delivery.
LG appliances are consistently top rated. With one stop at Fred's, see LG's full line.
Select from LG top load or front load laundry sets that are in stock.
At Fred's, service and selection equals satisfaction. Come in and see us today.
Come by the general store for all your workwear needs. Keep safe, keep warm, keep dry. Whatever you need, we've got you covered. Work pants, gloves, jackets, shirts, and all your favorite brands. Wherever you work this winter, we've got you covered.
For essential security needs at an economical price, there's the AM series from American Security. Protect cash, valuables, and sensitive documents from theft and fire. From the most trusted name in the industry. 2 layers of fire protection material earns the popular AM series a 45-minute ETL fire rating, providing peace of mind by protecting people's most valuable possessions.
Available at Safe and Vault store in the Spokane Valley. This week, get the best deal around when you custom order a new vehicle at Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep. Receive a Dishman employee pricing discount plus a great financing package to get the perfect vehicle for you. Dishman Dodge!
All right. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. It was a swing never seen for the Dow. It started the day down 500 points and then hit the closing bell up over 800. Traders shrugging off inflation data, showing inflation at 8.2% and sending the Dow to a 2.8% gain on the day. The S&P finishing 2.6% higher, and the Nasdaq closing up 2.2%. Two supermarket giants may be ready to merge. The Wall Street Journal says the biggest supermarket company in the country, Kroger, is now in talks about a possible combination with the number 2 biggest chain, Albertsons. Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords will serve as the Grand Marshal of the 134th Rose Parade in January. The parade's theme is Turning the Corner, a representation of the world coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. Giffords, who was shot in the head during a 2011 public appearance, says life can change quickly, but she chose to make a new start, move ahead, and not look back.
Pretty cool. Hey, we have a cool morning as well, and that cool start, light layers needed as you head out. The wind's going to be light today, breezy tomorrow, but mostly sunny today and tomorrow as well. High today, 73.
All right, Mark, thank you. You may have already seen some new-looking parking meters around downtown Spokane. The city just finished installing the next phase of a plan to simplify and upgrade on-street parking. Destiny Richards in studio now with what to expect with these new meters.
These parking meters were already on some blocks in downtown Spokane earlier this summer, and now more have been installed just this week. New meters are now installed from east of Washington Street to Division and south of Spokane Falls Boulevard to First Avenue. They are single and dual space parking meters. This means you'll need to select if you're parking in the left or right space before you pay. The new parking meters are also color coded according to time limit. 2-hour meters are purple, 4-hour meters are blue, and all-day meters are green. Kirsten Davis with the City of Spokane says every block with on-street parking will be consistent with meters of the same color and time limit, and there's still more new meters to come.
We have that downtown core handled, and then the next phase will be as funds allow throughout the future to then get the rest of those outside of the downtown core area meters replaced over time.
This is what those old meters look like. Right now, they each have different colored stickers to indicate time limits, and you're asked to use the Park Mobile app to pay. Park Mobile is the new, only contactless way to pay starting today. If you've been using the Passport parking app, you can delete it. Coming up, I'll explain how the Park Mobile app is used at the meter. Reporting in studio, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
All right, Destiny, important stuff to know. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:13. Another Extreme team is in the books. After the break, Martin guides us through yesterday's big reveal at the Carl Maxey Center.
What's the only thing better than one Pint House Burgers and Brews? How about 2? We are now open in the Spokane Valley. The same great sports and music videos, friendly staff and servers, gourmet burgers and ice-cold brews. Pint House Burgers and Brews, now open in the Spokane Valley.
Is one casino really any better than the next? Well, at Northern Quest, we've got the largest gaming floor in the region. Not to mention the most slot titles, the most payouts, the largest selection of table games, the lowest minimum bets, the highest maximum bets, and a state-of-the-art sports book. So you tell us. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Play daily to carve out your share of Jack-o'-lantern loot on October 27th.
Joe Biden's open borders have threatened our neighborhoods and our children's safety. Fentanyl-related deaths have increased right here in Idaho. Gang members transport fentanyl and other dangerous drugs into our schools and communities. This has got to stop. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. It's time we control the borders and shut down the pipeline of drugs and violence into Idaho.
Hi, I'm Chris with Clark's Tire and Automotive. Right now is the best time to get your vehicle in to get it checked over. Come on in for a free winter inspection. We're going to check your brakes, shocks, struts, tires, air filter, wiper blades, and your heating and cooling system to make sure you're winter ready. If you can't make it into one of our shops, give us a call. We now have a mobile service. We offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty. We support our local law enforcement, our schools, our nurses and doctors, and we're here to support you. Come and try us out. We are a friendly neighborhood service repair center.
At Just Between Friends, you'll find everything you need for your family. It's all here.
I've been shopping in JBF since my kids were little, and we just love it.
Is the one-stop shop for everything that you need for your kids and your grandkids.
I'm a first-time mom. I got a lot of clothing, shoes, I got a changing table. It's been a lot of fun.
Such a blessing to be able to shop, sell, and save at JBF.
This has been a game changer for our family.
Just Between Friends at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds this weekend.
I'm Chris Jordan. As Assistant Attorney General, my profession is public safety. I'm a union member and fourth-generation Spokanite running to be your commissioner. I'll target root causes of crime with smart investments. We can boost affordable housing options and childcare and take the politics out of homelessness, working together as a region for real solutions. Let's build a future in Spokane County where working families can thrive. I'd be honored to have your vote.
What do you get when ice cold beer, gourmet burgers, sports, and the Pint House brand come together? Good times. That's right. Pint House Burgers and Brews is now open at the former Good Times Pub location in the Spokane Valley. It will always be good times at the new Valley Pint House Burgers and Brews.
4 News Now is brought to you by Culligan Water.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
For months, Mark Peterson and the Extreme team have been hard at work designing a new library for the Carl Maxey Center at East Central Spokane. The center's executive director, the late Sandy Williams, was heavily involved in the process, but she was tragically killed in a plane crash near Seattle last month. One part of the project that was really important to her was to redesign the patio to give families a place to relax when they visit the center. And somehow, Mark, you and your team, in a short amount of time, made it all happen.
The total build out was, I think, 7.5 days. We spent 4 days really concentrating on the library. We had to do some pre-work, but it turned out beautiful. Take a look. This is looking out the library back door, and that's what their backyard looked like. We were trying to really build that space out, and this is what the library started as, was just maybe a corridor that was 11 feet wide and 34.5 feet long. So let's now show you how we did yesterday with our Extreme team.
The Extreme team exists to help community, and we've done that today at the Carl Maxey Center. It has been a reveal that was very emotional and very fun. It was because of Carl Maxey and the groundbreaking things he did, and it's, again, when we look at Sandy Williams and the groundbreaking things she did in his name, in her name, in the community's name. So here's what we did. First of all, we gave him a spot on the wall and we got spotlights on him. But it's in here. This is where the change is. And we're going to do this real quick. I just want to give you a peek, and then, you know, Sandy's mom and her aunt, who's turning 91, you know, like on Friday, is right there. Here's the library books, and then we have the technology center, all new computers, all new big screen, the printer. All of this will be able to be used before the business center that is planned is built. We have art on the walls where the art gallery isn't built that will feature local artists, but it is here now on the art wall, so they'll be able to do that. And again, with all the books, there will be free books for the kids. Now, take a look outside. This is the back patio. It is simply a place where you can be comfortable, you can talk, discuss. This whole Carl Maxey mission was brought up at a barbecue in a backyard. We think we've done well. Everyone seems to like it, and we loved it. We've got another project coming up this year, but from Carl Maxey Center, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now, and the Extreme team.
Right. You saw that outdoor patio, and you still have one more thing to do out there.
So Wayne Dalton said, Mark, what do you need? I said, I need a garage door. I need to open it. And because of supply chain issues, it's just what they say out of everyone. On the 19th of the month, they'll come in, and Wayne Dalton will put a new garage door that will raise up and expanding the space indoors when needed. Ace Hardware gave barbecue. Amos is going to get that seasoned, and then he's going to invite me over after a long cook. I'll bring you along. You helped. Yeah, so he was out there, you know, helping us get ready for the patio. It was a lot of fun. We've got a lot of cool things going on. Smith Barbieri, they were there last night. Those comfortable chairs that Mom and Aunt were sitting in, yeah, they bought those because Sandy wanted something you could just fall into. Nice. It was perfect. All right, let's get to the forecast. And by the way, yeah, Jesse, who is turning 91 today. Happy birthday, dear. 73 degrees, sunny and warm. It's going to be a beautiful day tonight. It's going to be cool, 45 degrees, but, you know, the window's open, you get that nice cool air, nothing better. We will see temperatures continue to be on the cool side this morning. Deer Park, you're at 35, up from 32, 40 into Post Falls, and we have low 40s throughout the I-90 corridor. Cheney at 38 degrees this morning. High pressure is going to be the dominating force. We keep showing you this to show you that everything that is fall-like weather continues to go north into Alaska through Canada and then down where it's snowing in the Dakotas and Minnesota. Yeah, that's snow. And that's going to continue to be there. We'll have sunshine and a few clouds coming across out of Canada today. Not so much for the weekend. 74 in the valley for the high today. 72 at Fairchild. 72 into Coeur d'Alene. Post Falls, sunny 73. It's just going to be beautiful everywhere you go. The planning forecast. Plan on mid-70s Saturday and Sunday. Plan on a lot of people golfing, a lot of people walking, a lot of people. Green Bluff's going to be packed this weekend. Going to be beautiful. We're going to have those low 70s all the way through Thursday.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Good morning, Northwest time is now 6:21. He's the reigning Pac-12 Freshman of the Week. Why the Cougs need Jalen Jenkins to continue to play big against the Beavers. And Yordan Alvarez is now a bad word in the Northwest. How the Astros slugger sunk the Mariners' playoff hopes again in Game 2 of the ALDS. Next.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Get exactly what you want. Wendell Ford is ready to help you find that vehicle you've been wanting to buy. Built for you. F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Mach-E, and Maverick. Here's how it works. Make a list of options you want. Wendell will work with you on financing to fit your budget. And then we will order the vehicle of your dreams or select from current inventory. Get exactly what you want. Built for you. Wendell Ford at the Y. Drive for generations.
Listen up. Everything we've worked for has led to this moment. Training is over. It's time to be efficient, like the Kubota Grand L Series. It is time to grind, like the Kubota LX Series, which is packed with extras. It's time to be tough, like the rugged BX Series. So let's get out there and plow, fight, and win.
You hear stories every single day of people being mugged or shot.
I've been accosted by homeless people and drug addicts.
It is absolutely not safe.
We're lifelong Democrats.
I have voted for Patty Murray many times.
At least 5 times.
But I just can't do it this time.
We're voting for Tiffany Smiley.
Vote Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley is the right person for the job.
She gives me hope.
I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
The nonstop sirens. This is why you don't vote for Patty Murray. It never used to be like this.
Say hello to Marlon Wayans. Since you're the baby of the family, did your brothers and sisters, do they give you a hard time?
I'm the butt of every joke.
One of my siblings gave me chocolate-covered dog food and said it was candy.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
This season, fall into Coeur d'Alene. Fall is a great time to visit Coeur d'Alene. With awesome weather, fall color cruises, exciting events, a variety of food, beer, and wine selections, and amazing accommodations. It's the perfect time to stay and play in CDA. Visit cdafall.com for more information.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Get ready to vote with 4 News Now for the People coverage. What do you want to know about this year's ballot? Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until Election Day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Well, the Cougars will be in Corvallis tomorrow to take on an Oregon State team they haven't lost to in almost a decade, 2013. But to keep that streak going, WSU needs some of its younger players to step up because of injuries. Alex Crescenti introduces us to one player who could be a future star.
After a series of injuries helped doom the Cougs down in Los Angeles last weekend, they're going to be without some of the key pieces on offense for the time being. So that means next man up and a chance for some younger players to get playing time. But there also could be an emerging star on that side of the ball who's been waiting for this kind of opportunity.
The loss of starting back Nakia Watson means the rushing game for the Cougs is about to be much younger and inexperienced for the time being. But there's still plenty of reasons to be hopeful. In the interim, the role is going to go to 5'8", 177-pound freshman Jalen Jenkins. Through 6 games this season, he's compiled 37 rushing attempts for 257 yards. That averages out to almost 7 yards a carry, and last week may have been his breakout performance, going for 130 yards on the ground and 54 yards in receiving against USC, earning him the Pac-12 Freshman Player of the Week. Now Jalen has a chance to add to that as the workload is about to go up considerably from the beginning of the season.
And it'll just be interesting to see how he holds up through the course of a whole game in between the tackles. He's a guy that's a little bit more of a scat back, so getting the ball to him in different ways, in space, whether it's the throw game or the running game, something where, he probably needs 20, 25 touches a game.
While Jenkins isn't on the field, you can expect a lot more carries for former Mount Spokane standout Cannon Katzer, who's had his moments in this season so far. So while the injuries are concerning, it's not time to hit the panic button just yet.
That was our Alice Crescenti. The Mariners' playoff hopes are now hanging by a thread after another tough loss in Houston. Dylan Moore with an RBI single in the top of the 4th, scoring Mitch Haniger as the M's take a 2-1 lead. But in the 6th, it's Yordan Alvarez again. The same guy who hit the walk-off homer in Game 1 delivers the go-ahead 2-run homer in Game 2. That makes it 3-2 Astros. And they add some insurance in the 8th as Alex Bregman's line drive to right brings home Jeremy Pena. The Astros take a commanding 2-0 series lead with a 4-2 win, so the M's will face elimination at home tomorrow afternoon. George Kirby gets a start. The first pitch is set for 1:07, and they need to win because I have a ticket for Game 4 on Sunday. Needs to happen. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:26. Before we go to another break, here's your first look at what's happening on Good Morning America at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive.
I loved him so much. We had a love that was so special.
The wife and mother of former Major League Baseball pitcher Tyler Skaggs speaking out about his fatal overdose in 2019.
He loved life. He didn't want to die.
An autopsy report revealing Tyler had choked to death on his vomit and had a dangerous combination of fentanyl, oxycodone, and alcohol in his system. On Tuesday, Eric Kay, a former communications director for the Los Angeles Angels, was sentenced to 22 years in federal prison for providing Tyler with the drugs that led to his death.
There's a lot of people who have died from fentanyl overdoses.
Fentanyl does not discriminate. What happened to Tyler can happen to anyone.
And we'll have much more of this exclusive interview coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, but aren't you linked to dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu. It's him. Who? I'm just the flu.
Fight the flu with Sanofi flu vaccines, which help prevent flu in older adults. They've even been shown to provide better protection from flu-related complications compared to standard dose flu shots.
Don't get Fluzone high-dose quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after previous dose of flu vaccine. Don't get Flublok quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components. Tell your healthcare professional if you've had severe muscle weakness after a flu shot. People with weakened immune systems may have a lower vaccine response.
This flu season, you do have a choice. Choose the protection of a Sanofi flu vaccine. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which Sanofi flu vaccine is right for you.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. Watch For the People on 4 News Now.
Get your home ready for the holidays at Walker's as they offer a double your sales tax discount or no minimum purchase, no money down, no interest for up to 5 years financing.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
Hi, I'm Maggie Yates, and I'm running for Spokane County Commissioner because we need fresh leadership and real collaboration to create a brighter future for all. Together, we will invest in quality, affordable childcare, hold developers accountable for the damage they leave behind for taxpayers, and tackle the burden of rising property taxes on our seniors and families living on fixed incomes. Join us. Together, we will build a safe and vibrant Spokane County.
It's time for 4 News Now, Coats for Kids. Just drop off new or gently used coats at any of our sponsored locations. We'll bring them to Alsco for professional cleaning, then get them out to local children in need. Donate to Coats for Kids through October 31st.
Global Credit Union is very active in our community, and Coats for Kids is one of the causes that we love. And it's not only coats, we also accept cash. So bring your donations to any Global Credit Union branch location, and we'll purchase brand new coats for our community. At Global Credit Union, we love being a part of Coats for Kids.
This week, get the best deal around when you custom order a new vehicle at Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep. Receive a Dishman employee pricing discount plus a great financing package to get the perfect vehicle for you. Dishman Dodge!
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
What is now Story Tracker taking a look at some of the big stories people are reading about online this morning. In a near unanimous vote today, an assembly of European lawmakers voted overwhelmingly in favor of Russia being declared a terrorist regime. A total of 99 out of the 100 members of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe voted in support of the resolution. Only a Turkish MP from the Republican People's Party abstained. 4 astronauts who have been in space for nearly 6 months are scheduled to splash down in Florida today. Crew 4, as they're called, with 3 Americans and 1 Italian, left the International Space Station yesterday morning, and they're set to land off the coast of Florida by dinner time. The mission marked a historic first on the ISS. Jessica Watkins became the first black woman to join the space station crew for an extended stay. Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice. Robin Ants is back on Monday. It is Friday, October the 14th. Mark Peterson says our run of good fortune in terms of weather will continue through the weekend.
Yes, I do. And now back to you. No, 37 degrees right now, though. Crisp, cool mornings, and we've seen those for the last several weeks, and we continue to see that with a clear sky into Coeur d'Alene, but you can see I-90 is getting busy. Sky condition over Spokane, a few high thin clouds, and we're sitting at 47 degrees. Here are the 4 things you need to know. First of all, Riverfront Park, any of our parks would be beautiful for the weekend to get out and explore. We're going to have sunny and warm days, clear, cool nights ahead. The weekend's going to be great weather-wise. Hopefully you make it great with some great activities. And there is no rain in the forecast. We're still very dry. Air quality in moderate, and the smoke forecast has that smoke hanging out. And we're not going to see any major changes. So it should just be in the low end of moderate for a while. It's going to be much worse in the northern Cascades. Forecast, yeah, by 11 o'clock, 61. By noon, we'll be into the mid-60s. And then we're going to have 73 for our high today.
Well, after former President Donald Trump was subpoenaed by the January 6th committee, the Supreme Court sent word that it has no interest in getting involved in the investigation into documents seized at Trump's Florida home. Sydney Charles is live at the Now Desk with how the Justice Department's investigation is shaping up.
That's right. So there are new developments in this Mar-a-Lago case. Previously, Donald Trump had asked the Supreme Court to intervene in the Justice Department's probe into classified materials he kept at Mar-a-Lago. They didn't give their answer, but that just changed. The court turned down Trump's emergency request to intervene, which could have delayed the case. And now new developments have been revealed. CNN confirms that a Trump employee told the FBI about being directed by the ex-president to move boxes out of a basement storage room at his Florida club. Now, this was after Trump's legal team received a subpoena for any classified documents. This new information could suggest a pattern of deception that plays into a possible obstruction of justice charge. The Supreme Court gave no explanation as to why Trump's request was rejected. No dissents were noted, including from conservative justices Trump elevated to the bench and whom he often seems to believe owe him a debt of loyalty. And we're following more developments regarding Trump's legal battles. New York's Attorney General has now asked a state court to block the Trump Organization from moving assets and continuing to perpetrate what she has alleged in a civil lawsuit is a decades-long fraud. That civil lawsuit seeks $250 million in damages and a prohibition on any of the Trumps leading a company in the state of New York. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
All right, Sydney, thanks so much. A former Spokane police officer convicted of sexually assaulting women while on duty now knows his fate. A judge sentenced Nathan Nash to 14 years to life in prison. He was first charged in 2019 after a woman came forward claiming he raped her while investigating a case she called police for. Then in 2021, another woman talked to police about a similar incident. Nash was found guilty last month. We reached out to his attorneys for comment on the sentencing and have not heard back. Police say 2 people from eastern Washington robbed the bowling alley in Coeur d'Alene, but officers later found out it was an inside job. Officers say they were called to Sunset Bowling on October 2nd. An employee said she was tied up and robbed. State troopers chased down the suspect only to learn he knew the bowling alley employee. Troopers said Lindsay Little and Brett Sear staged that robbery to steal cash from the register. Both were arrested on theft and conspiracy charges. Well, Election Day, just a few weeks away now. There have been questions surrounding election security since the 2020 presidential election. For the first time in 60 years, a Republican will not win the seat of Washington's Secretary of State. Democrat Steve Hobbs was appointed to fill a vacancy last year and is running for the seat this time. Hobbs, who has professional experience with national security, told us when he first took office, he doubled the budget for cybersecurity and created a team that would combat misinformation. His opponent, Julie Anderson, is the Pierce County auditor and is running as a nonpartisan candidate. Anderson told us it takes people, places, and procedures to work through the nearly 200 intricate steps that go into running an election.
We also need to take, and I will take as a leader, we need to take the temperature down and get people out of their corners and focused on unity and what we can do together.
I think what we need to do is learn about our election system and be proactive in defending our election system because it's part of our democracy.
A ballot should hit mailboxes in Washington on October 21st, which is a week from today. To learn more about both candidates, you can find this story on KXLY.com. Now to a Washington race in the national spotlight. Tiffany Smiley and incumbent Patty Murray are battling it out for a seat in the U.S. Senate. According to a recent poll by Como News and Strategies 360, Smiley is currently trailing by 12 points with just over 3 weeks until the election. Senator Murray is seeking re-election for a 5th consecutive time. She is a fierce supporter of reproductive rights and is on the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions committees. According to a PBS article, Murray has spent over $1 million blasting Smiley for her pro-life stance following the reversal of Roe v. Wade. Meanwhile, Smiley has slammed Murray and the Democratic Party for inflation and increased crime across the country. She is pro-life, but in a recent interview said she opposes a nationwide ban on abortion. Washington hasn't had a Republican in the U.S. Senate since Slade Gordon lost to Maria Cantwell all the way back in 2000. The first important voter deadline is today. It is the last day to register to vote in Idaho. You can find a complete voter guide on our website, including how to register. Washington ballots are mailed next week, and the deadline to register to vote by mail in Washington comes up this Halloween. You can find all those deadlines, a complete voter guide, and submit your questions for candidates on KXLY.com/forthepeople. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:37. Back over to the big fella, Mark Peterson, who deserves a break this weekend after all the work you put in.
It's going to be great. The coolest temperature we've had this month has been 71. That happened this past Tuesday.
Yeah.
Everything else has been into the mid to upper 70s, and that is going to be record-setting as we get into Monday and then Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We're going to have more on your full forecast coming up.
And a popular menu item returns to Taco Bell, but this time with a twist. What's new with nacho fries when Good Morning Northwest continues?
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Vote with confidence this November. In Washington, our layered cybersecurity systems, trained officials, and election audits make sure every vote is counted accurately. After you've received your ballot packet in the mail, fill it out and send it back in your signed return envelope. You can also put it in an official Dropbox or submit it in person. Visit votewa.gov to register, find voting locations, and check your ballot status.
At Just Between Friends, you'll find everything you need for your family. It's all here.
I've been shopping in JBF since my kids were little, and we just love it.
Is the one-stop shop for everything that you need for your kids and your grandkids.
I'm a first-time mom. I got a lot of clothing, shoes, I got a changing table. It's been a lot of fun.
Such a blessing to be able to shop, sell, and save at JBF.
This has been a game changer for our family.
Just between friends at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds this weekend.
Right now, before rates go up, get what you really want. The coolest cars, the most powerful trucks, and the hottest SUVs. Get the max for your money during the Time to Buy event. 0 down, 0 payments till next year. 0 cost max lifetime warranty. 2.9% interest. And get this, $4,000 over KBB for your trade. Plus, get a $250 gas card with purchase. Right now, the Time to Buy event. Hurry in, 7 days only. It all ends Tuesday night. Only at Max Auto Sports.
Whitworth's Health Science program is expanding in a big way. And now's the time to make plans to advance your career by joining us in one of our emerging advanced degree programs. Our 38,000 square foot health science building will house simulation labs and classrooms that resemble actual clinical environments and allow for interprofessional collaboration. Everything you need to take the next steps in your career and help people live better lives. Learn more today.
Joe Biden's open borders have threatened our neighborhoods and our children's safety. Fentanyl-related deaths have increased right here in Idaho. Gang members transport fentanyl and other dangerous drugs into our schools and communities. This has got to stop. I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message. It's time we control the borders and shut down the pipeline of drugs and violence into Idaho.
Welcome back. The Parkland, Florida school shooter escaped the death penalty more than 4 years after committing one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty last year to killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. After a months-long trial and 7 hours of deliberations, the jury recommended the judge sentence Cruz to life without the possibility of parole for each of the murder and attempted murder charges in the case. It's what defense attorneys had argued for, saying Cruz suffered throughout his life from mental disorders and developmental delays. Some family members frustrated over the verdict.
I sent my daughter to school and she was shot 8 times. I am so beyond disappointed and frustrated with this outcome. I do not understand. I just don't understand this.
You set a precedent for the next mass killing, and nothing happens to you. You'll get life in jail.
The judge will issue her formal ruling on November 1st, but under Florida law, she cannot depart from the jury's recommendation of life.
It is 6:42 on a Friday. I know your time's important, so I just need 10 seconds. And we are going to see, again, well, give me 7 seconds. It's going to be sunny and warm. It's going to be very nice. We're going to have winds that are going to be light, maybe breezy tomorrow. But today's high, 73 degrees.
I think you went over, Mark. Good news for Taco Bell fans. Nacho fries are back on the menu for a limited time. The fast food chain is even kicking things up a notch. In addition to the golden fries topped with nacho cheese sauce, Taco Bell has teamed up with, show it to you here, with the hot sauce brand Truff. I'm told it's Truff, not Truth, like I said last hour. Loaded Truff nacho fries will be available for the next 2 weeks while supplies last, and features nacho fries topped with marinated steak and Truff's hotter hot sauce, if you're so inclined. Good morning, Northwest time is now 6:42. You'll need to use a new parking app in downtown Spokane today. Coming up, Destiny Richards explains exactly how to use the new Park mobile app. It's next.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Since 1945, Sturm Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving Spokane and surrounding communities. A lot has changed since 1945, but one thing that hasn't is our mission to nurture long-term relationships with our customers by offering quality products, flat rate pricing, and industry-leading workmanship. And with our 24/7 service, we will get to you anytime, anywhere. Call for a quote today and see for yourself why Sturm is Spokane's first choice for heating and cooling. Or visit sturmheating.com.
This is another one of those surprise medical bills you get in the mail. I've gotten them. You've gotten them. I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers. With inflation crushing our families, we need to put a stop to these. I support requiring hospitals, insurers, and doctors to disclose their prices so you can know the real cost and can shop around for the best care. I approve this message because no one likes surprises, especially this kind.
family fun, all in one place. River Park Square.
It's time for change. It's time to heal the division in our state. As a representative of the people, I will fight for free enterprise and protect small business from the overreaching runaway government. I feel strongly that my skills and experience developed from my professional career are desperately needed in Olympia. It's time for less overreach and more freedom. I'm Suzanne Schmidt for 4th District Representative, Republican.
Hi, I'm John Butler with Century 21. Welcome to the beautiful Gem Shores Estate here in Hayden Lake, the most premier waterfront property for sale in North Idaho. This 8,600 square foot masterpiece is designed with the most unique furnishings from all over the world. Every piece has a history and a story to tell. When this home sells, the furniture must go. Consign Furniture in Liberty Lake is the only company we refer our clients to. Our clients deserve the best, and Consign Furniture delivers every time.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ace Hardware.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. If you plan to park in downtown Spokane today or tomorrow, take your phone out and download the Park Mobile app. It is the only way you'll be able to do contactless payment at parking meters starting today. Destiny Richards in studio now to explain the new way to pay.
Yeah, phase 2 of the city's parking meter plan includes doing away with the Passport parking app. People parking downtown will need the Park Mobile app instead. According to the City of Spokane's website, you can use Park Mobile by app, on the web, by text, and Google Pay. The city also explains that if you still have a balance in your Passport app wallet, it'll be reimbursed to your credit card or by check. You can also get a digital coupon code for $2.40 with Park Mobile if you have less than $2 remaining in the wallet. Now, both apps are fairly similar in how they work. Set up an account with your card information and payment method first. Then when you've parked and are ready to use the app, find the zone number on your parking meter. When you first open Passport, it asks you to type in that number. Park Mobile opens a map to your location where you can see all the zone numbers in your area. You can tap yours on the screen, or like with Passport, you can type in the zone number here at the top of your phone screen. That's really the only difference. From there, you'll select your time limit and pay. Important to note that you can still pay with a credit card, debit card, or coins at the new parking meters. But again, Park Mobile is what you'll need if you'd like to pay the contactless way. Reporting in studio, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
I think with Destiny's coaching, we can do it. We can make this work. All right, you're taking a look at downtown Spokane now. Still about 15 minutes from sunrise, but once again, it is shaping up to be another banner day for mid-October. And Mark is here with a look at that forecast as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, we're sitting at 47 degrees, which is a touch above average, but our daytime highs will be much above average. So we're not getting that warm weather at night. Clear, cool, 74% humidity. The dew point at 39, current temperature 47. So there's no fog out there. We take a look at what's going on in Coeur d'Alene. You're at 37 degrees. Look at the higher humidity and 34% dew point. Still far enough away that there's no fog. We had some beginning of the week. We're looking pretty good right now. For our day today, temperatures heading out about 9 o'clock, just 50 degrees. But then we warm up nicely through the afternoon. We're going to be in the mid-60s. We're going to be about 68 at 1 o'clock as lunch finishes up. We're going to be at 73 this afternoon, but it's going to be low to mid-70s for several hours. Going to be really nice. 35 into Deer Park as they warmed up a little bit. Cheney's at 38 degrees. Some of the cooler temperatures out there, including Hayden at 37, 45 into Coeur d'Alene. We're continuing to see these cool mornings, but we are going to see, again, very warm conditions onto the west United States and the Pacific Northwest. But it's snow in Minnesota and parts of North Dakota as this continues to bring in that cooler air out of Canada and the moisture associated with it. You're getting rain into eastern Montana and also New England, but everybody else is going to be dry and looking pretty good. The Pacific Northwest, Washington, eastern Washington, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, high pressure as we narrow it down. That's going to continue not only today, but tonight, tomorrow, and through through the weekend. That system that's coming ashore right now off the Pacific will be driven north by the high pressure, and that will affect next week. Maybe some breezy conditions, but that's it. 74 in the valley for the high today, 72 at Fairchild, 73 Spangles, 69 Spirit Lake. Head north, you're going to be into the upper 60s and low 60s for North Idaho. We'll continue to be in the low to mid 70s. That takes us through the weekend. Your planning forecast, plan on warm weather. Monday, 75. That'll be the 17th day in a row of 70 degrees or better. That will match a record from 1944. From there on, it will be new record-setting temperatures of 70s in October. This is more like September, you know.
So almost 80 years since we've seen this run of warm temperatures in October.
Yep, and so hopefully everyone's taking advantage of it, I guess.
All right, Mark, thank you. Good Morning Northwest time is just about 6:50. Your morning sprint is up next. Thanks so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Friday morning. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Empire Eye.
I'm Mark Peterson. This summer, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
At 23, I quit my nursing job to care for my wounded husband, student loans and all. We are living proof that the American dream is about hand-ups, not handouts. That's why I think it's insane that Joe Biden and Patty Murray are sending a stadium full of new IRS agents to force families making less than $75,000 to pay for someone else's law degree. It's division wrapped in intimidation, and I will stop them. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Every day is trophy territory at the general store downtown. Trophy thrills, trophy deals, trophy warthogs. Yes, trophy warthogs. For over 75 years, the general store has been your location for all the ammo, hunting, fishing, and camping gear any outdoor pro could ever need. Your trophy adventure starts at the general store.
I'm Mark Peterson. This summer, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, it is 6:53. Time to get you ready for your Friday and your weekend here in the morning sprint. Sydney Charles has the latest developments in the January 6th committee's investigation. But let's get right to Mark Peterson first with what to expect for the weekend.
Well, I think you can expect a lot of people with tea time saying they're going to take care of the yard. 47 degrees. We do have a clear sky, a little bit of high, thin clouds, and we're going to see those clouds throughout the day. Our highs there are going to be in the low to mid 70s all over the region. If you head west, it's going to get warmer, but mid 70s looking absolutely dynamite. Look at our next 12 hours. Yeah, again, clouds on the move. We're going to have temperatures into the mid 60s by noon. At 3 o'clock, 71. Our high today, 73 degrees.
All right, breaking news overnight out of North Carolina. 5 people were killed in a shooting rampage, including an off-duty police officer. And this morning, a suspect is in custody. Police did not reveal any of the details about the juvenile suspect or a possible motive. Bloomsday, Spokane's biggest race, is caught up in controversy. We now know the race director was forced out by the Bloomsday board. 2 other board members also left the organization, and the current president isn't saying much. In September, the majority of the board voted to strip John Neal of his race director title and reassign him to different roles. Neal declined the offer, which he says was unspecified. While the majority of board members voted him out, 2 decided to leave with Neal because of the vote. The Spokane County SWAT team shot and killed a man during an armed standoff on Wednesday night. Deputies say he was armed with a handgun and was wearing body armor. That shooting happened in Stevens County, just east of Loon Lake, near Highway 395. The Stevens County Sheriff's Office says the man was accused of pointing a gun at someone's face and threatening to kill them. Deputies found him in a wooded area near Loon Lake a short time later. That's when the Spokane County SWAT team was called in. Eventually, 2 members of the SWAT team shot and killed him. The police department is the lead agency in this investigation, and the Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team is now reviewing the shooting.
And the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack made history. At the end of last night's hearing, the group announced their surprising decision to subpoena the former president to testify under oath. The committee also played never-before-seen footage of lawmakers. The scenes were all part of a larger case the committee made, arguing that the former president, Donald Trump, was the central player in a plot to overturn the 2020 election. And if Trump does not comply with the subpoena, he could face criminal charges and jail time.
The outgoing director of the Spokane Neighborhood Housing and Human Services Division says some serious work needs to be done to address the homeless crisis. 4 News Now obtained a memo written by John Hall, who resigned at the end of last month. In it, he lists several recommendations on how the city should handle the homeless situation. You can find the details on those recommendations on our website, kxly.com. A judge sentenced former Spokane police officer Nathan Nash to 14 years in prison. He was first charged in 2019 after a woman came forward claiming he raped her while investigating a police she called police for. Then in 2021, another woman talked to police about a similar incident. Nash was found guilty last month. Police say 2 people from eastern Washington robbed a bowling alley in Coeur d'Alene. Officers say they were called to Sunset Bowling on October 2nd, and employees said she was tied up and robbed. State troopers chased down the suspect only to learn he knew the bowling alley employee. Troopers say Lindsay Little and Brett Sears staged the robbery to steal cash from the register. And coming up next on Good Morning America, the team is live in Raleigh this morning with the latest on the mass shooting there overnight that left 5 people dead. That's coming up on GMA at 7.
If you plan to park in downtown Spokane this weekend, take out your phone and download the Park mobile app. It's the only way you'll be able to do contactless payment at parking meters starting today. There's also new parking meters that have just been installed in downtown Spokane. With these meters, you'll need to select if you're parking in the left or right space before you pay. They're also color-coded according to time limit. You can pay with a credit card, debit card, or coins at the new parking meters. But again, Park Mobile is what you'll need if you'd like to pay the contactless way.
2 supermarket giants may be ready to merge. The Wall Street Journal says the biggest supermarket company in the country, Kroger, is now in talks about possible combination with the number 2 biggest supermarket chain. That's Albertsons. Election day, of course, just a few weeks away. The first important voter deadline is today. It's the last day to register to vote in Idaho. You can find a complete voter guide on our website, including how to register. Washington ballots are mailed next week, and the deadline to register to vote by mail in the state is coming up on Halloween. You can find all of those deadlines, a complete voter guide, and submit your questions for candidates on kxly.com/forthepeople. All right, Mark Peterson has a look at your weekend forecast coming up right after this. Don't go away.
4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
I met Chris through a phone call. He was talking to me about his landscaping company, and he was looking to get some financing. What I like about Numerica is when it comes to decision making, it's right down the hall, and we're able to meet his needs within a month.
My husband and I have had the Harvester for about 13 years. If there's anything you want to know about Spangle, come in and find out at the Harvester. Avista contacted us about the business partner program to upgrade our lights to LED lights. Between the energy efficient rebates that we got in the grant, it was completely free to us. On our energy bill, we're saving about $500 a month. Everything has gone up, so that savings has been a huge help to the restaurant.
I'm Aaron Luna from 4 News Now. There's a lot on the line this election day. Before you vote, get informed with For the People coverage. Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until Election Day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Well, good morning, everybody. You know, it's Friday. We're wrapping up the week. Spokane Public Schools out today, so they get a 3-day weekend. We're going to have sunshine. We're going to have temperatures into the low 70s today, 73 degrees, and it's going to be in the 70s throughout much of the afternoon. Tomorrow, 75. Sunday, 75. Whether it's Green Bluff or you're going out to, I don't know, maybe run around with haunted things at Scarywood. It's going to be cool. Make sure you dress appropriately.
All right, Script Toss is all about the Mariners' first home playoff game in 21 years tomorrow. They got to keep, like John Travolta, staying alive for a Game 4 on Sunday. We'll see you in about 30 minutes.